Alright, let's get started. Welcome everyone. I hope everyone's doing well tonight. Yeah, we're just going to jump right into it. I realize my camera is a little bit foggy. Give me a second, sorry. Yeah, that's a bit better. Alright. Hopefully everyone's going well tonight. We're just going to jump into it tonight. We're going to be doing some unit tests, but for the API, which I don't know how to do, so we're going to read some documentation. I do need to go into our source. All right. Yeah, we're on the correct branch and everything like that. So we're just going to go over here. We're going to close all of this. We're going to minimize all of that. And we're going to look up Django REST Framework Unit Tests. And we're just going to jump straight into it. And I just realized I don't have my this open just yet. Just give me a couple of seconds. Twitch. Okay. There we go. All right. So yeah, we're just gonna have a look at this and go through it. So the REST framework includes a couple of helper classes that extend the Django existing REST framework and improve the support for making API requests. So API Request Factory extends the Django existing Request Factory suite. So creating test requests. The API Request Factory class supports an almost identical API to the Django standard Request Factory class, which is going to be great for us. It means that I don't need to learn much for this, and we can loop through quite a lot of things. If you don't know how the testing works in NearBeach, we go open up NearBeach. We've got tests, and within here we've got a bunch of sort of tests. Let's open up the test admins and so forth like that. So we're going through and we're testing to make sure that we are getting data and all that kind of stuff from them. Yeah. All right, so the API Request Factory class supports an almost identical API to the Django. Yeah, I've just read that, and I don't know why I'm rereading it. This means that the standard get, post, put, patch, delete, head, and options methods are available, which is awesome news. So, sorry, a bit of a sore shoulder. From REST framework.tests, import API Request Factory. We've got factory API request factory post, so notes. Okay, cool. Yep. So that will be creating something. Easy done. Now remember, we won't be testing certain things. For example, we won't be testing to see if a broken sort of form is going to fail in a particular way. We might want to put in a test just in case someone deletes that piece of code, that we can go, hey, that's failing that particular test now, but we won't thoroughly test what's already been tested by the Django REST framework. Sorry, Socks is almost sitting on my stream manager. All right. Sorry. Using the format argument methods, which create a request body such as post, put, and patch, include format argument, which makes it easier to generate requests using a wide set of requested formats. All right, cool. Yep, easy done. When using this argument, the factory will select an appropriate render and its configurator. All right, cool. So And we've just hit our first ad break. Easy done. Hopefully everyone's going well tonight. For those on YouTube, we run ads every half an hour on Twitch. This is just our first one. It runs within the first couple of minutes. The idea being is so no one anyone who joins the stream on Twitch doesn't get a pre-rolled ad. So yeah, don't worry, you guys don't get ads anyway. So yeah, whilst the ads are happening, we tend to do this so no one misses out on content. So yeah. Alright. So I'm just doing this very, very quickly. Yeah. Oh, nearly dropped the cube. There we go. Okay, where are we with our ads? About 10 seconds left worth of ads. Hopefully everyone's going well. So 5 seconds. Okay, I nearly dropped the cube. I'm just dropping things today. And welcome back everyone. So getting back into this. So we can request a format back, which will probably request JSON. By default, the available formats are multi-part JSON for compatibility with Django's existing request factory. Default is multi-part. All right. To support a wider set of request formats or change the default format. All right, cool. Yep. Explicitly coding the request body. If you need to explicitly encode the request body, you can do so by the content type. Alright, so luckily for us, we're just keeping it simple. We're just using the form data. So, yeah. Which is like down here, so we'll do it like that. One difference worth noting between Django's REST factory and the REST framework's AI request factory is multi-part form data will be encoded for methods other than just .post. All right. For example, API request factory, you can make a put form like so. Easy done. Using Django's request factory, you need to explicitly encode the data yourself. Okay, cool. Request factory data, that a content encode multi-part. Okay. Sorry. We'll be playing around with this. All right. Forcing authentication. When testing views directly using the new request factory, it is often convenient to be able to directly authenticate the request rather than having to construct the correct authentication credentials. All right. We'll be testing with the API. Yeah, so we'll be testing with the API. We'll also probably be testing with a user login also. Sorry, API token. The reason being is we kind of want to make sure the permissions work with both cases, and it won't be too hard to actually set something up. When testing the views directly from a request factory, it is often convenient to be able to directly authenticate the request rather than having the construct and the correct authentication credentials. To forcefully authenticate the request, use fourth authentication method. So from fourth authentication, yep, factory, user object get. All right. As view. Oh, all right. I thought I was going to need an API token or something like that. Okay. The signature for the method is force authentication. Request user none token none. Okay, so we can use both user and token. Okay, cool. It might be one of those cases that, yeah, I do want to actually test with the token. When making the call, either or both of the user and token may be set. Okay, it might be one of those cases where I definitely set the... I do both. Yep. For example, when falsely authenticating using a token, you might do something like the follow. Yep. Okay. We'll still have end-to-end tests to test for everything loading perfectly fine. Yeah. All right. Cool. Note: false authentication directly sets request.user to the in-memory user instance. If you are reusing the same user instance across multiple tests, then update the save user state. You may call refresh from database between. Okay. To the in-memory user instance. All right. I mean, that's perfectly fine. We'll be testing a lot. Yeah. Note: when using API request factory, the object that is returned is Django standard HTTP request, and not the REST framework request object, which is only generated once the view is called. All right. This means that setting attributes directly on request objects may not always have the effect you would expect. For example, setting .token directly will have no effect on the .user. All right. Okay. Forcing CSRF validation. By default, requests created with the API request factory will not have CSRF validation applied when passed to REST framework view. If you need to explicitly turn CSRF validation on, you can do so in the settings and force CSRF checks flag when initiating the factory. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm just having a quick think. It's been a long day, so my brain is taking forever to think. No, it is worth that Django standard request factory does not need to include this option, because when using regular Django, the CRF validation takes place in the middleware, which is not run when testing views directly. Yeah. When using the REST framework, CRF validation takes place inside the view, so the request factory needs to be disabled. View level CRF checks. All right. Cool. API client. Django's existing client class extends, making requests. API client supports the same request interface as the Django standard client class. This means the standard get, post, put, patch, delete, head options methods are all available. All right. Cool. Authentication. This is how we usually do it. So probably with the client, let's have a look at our code. Let's go all the way up. So we are setting up using credentials. Oh, client. Set up the client. Yeah, we're using client class. Sorry about that yawn. Takes out everyone. Okay, so client.post, yep. Authentication, yep, we'll use the same authentication. Credentials. Yep. Here's how we do it. Okay. So we got the token with the username. We've got the API client credentials and a token. All right, yep. So that's how we do it that way. Otherwise, we'll log in. Okay, we could probably use this one. By default, the validation isn't applied when using the API client. Yeah, we probably won't do that. We're using the sort of default sort of stuff already set up with Django. Yeah. All right. Oh. Okay. Request client. The REST framework also includes a client for interacting with your application using the popular Python libraries requests. This may be useful. You're expecting to interface with the API primary from another Python service and want to test the service at the same level as the client below. You want to write tests in such a way that they can also be run against a staging/live environment. Yeah. This exposes exactly the same interface as if you were using a request section directly. Okay, cool. Note that the request client requires you to pass fully qualified URLs. Whereas with the API client, we just pass to that. Now, I don't know if we're asserting up here. Okay. I'm hoping we are. Oh, big yawn. Sorry about that. And Nocturnal, how are you tonight? We are doing unit tests and they're already putting me to sleep. Yes. You're not too bad? Oh, that's good to hear. Yeah, I can't complain either. I'm just feeling really, really tired. Yeah. Requesting clients. Working with the database. All right, cool. So the request client class is useful if you want to write tests that solely interact with the service interface. It's a little stricter than using the Django test client, as it means that all interactions should be via the API. All right, so if you're using request client, you want to ensure the test setup and results assertions are performed as regular API calls rather than interacting with the database models directly. For example, rather than checking out customers. Yep, all right, cool. You should list the customer endpoint. Yep, all right, cool. Get Claude to write them and then spend twice as long debugging them. Yeah. Yep. All right. Sorry, I don't know how long I'll last tonight. It's just custom headers. And hello, Mummick. How are you going there? Hopefully you're going well. Custom headers and authentication credentials can be provided in the same way when using the standard request. All right, I don't think we'll need to do that. I can't think of any place where we'll need to do that. It's mainly us just passing data to it and making sure that we're getting the correct data back and so forth like that. Alright, so if you're using session authentication, then you'll need to include CRF token for any of the post put, patch, or delete. Alright, cool. We're not using CRF. I've been having a small difficulties in life, but it's fine. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about that. Small difficulties are not fun. Live tests, we're not doing live testing, so with careful usage, both request client and core API client provide the ability to write test cases that can run either in development or be run directly against your staging server or production environment. We're not going to do that. No. Using the style to create basic tests for oh my god, I can't read. I seriously can't read tonight. Of a few core pieces of functionality is a powerful way to validate your live service. Doing so may require some careful attention to set up and tear down to ensure that all tests are running in a way that do not directly affect customer data. Do you know any company who's willing to hire freelancers or No, sadly I don't. Yeah, I don't know any companies at the moment that are hiring. Sorry, but have a look out. Have a look out there, and hopefully networking helps. So yeah. Core API client. The core API client allows you to interact with your API using Python core API. So client core. Yep. All right. Get that params. Client action. I think we're now reaching stuff. All right, we're at the example, so we should be down towards the bottom now. Example: you can use any of the REST framework's test classes as you would with regular Django test case classes. The self-client attribute will be an API client instance. And hi, Ducties! How are you going? Hopefully you're going well. Welcome back. So, from Django URLs, reverse, stat. Alright, cool. Basic sort of stuff. Oh, sorry. Account tests. Test. Create account, so URL reverse account list name data dads. All right, self do. We're posting into the URL, and then the data, and then the format. All right, cool. Assert equal response status 201 created. All right, sweet. Assert equal account dot objects. Okay, it's then creating an account. And then the database. Indian IT scene for fresher is trash. Everyone expects experience, and even if they hire freshers, they expect senior level knowledge from me. Yeah. It is annoying. That just sounds painful. And Ducties, yeah, I'm doing alright. I'm just a bit tired tonight, so excuse me tripping up over words and stuff like that. Yeah, I was okay about half an hour ago, but now it feels like I'm about to fall asleep. Alright. I'm just going to say, let's just jump in and let's just try and do stuff. And find out if we break anything. Scotty B, how are you going? I'm going good. I'm just tired. I'm gonna say let's use API client because that's what we're already using. And yes, Sox is here. So yep, she's there you go. We'll just put the camera there. I'm learning programming as a joke. I have no intentions to get a job in it. I see. This is what I mean about tripping up over words. No, that's good. That is good to know. Programming is great at problem solving and stuff like that. And hell, you might come across a problem and be like, oh, I can figure this out very, very quickly and write a quick program to actually calculate something for you. Yeah. Okay, so we've got our tests. I'm going to create a new directory. It's going to be called tests API. And in here, we're going to create another directory, and it's going to be called tests user permissions. And we're going to test all the user permissions. Yeah, she is pretty cute. She's like, I'm also going to cause trouble. So, yeah. Oh no, don't go over there. Oh, socks. See, this is what I mean by trouble. She just walks around the desk. Doesn't know what she wants to do. In here, we've got to init these folders for starters. All right. The next thing I want to do is create a file. And I'm going to go test API admin user.py. So we're going to follow a similar sort of process where we're testing the Django application. We're going to, yeah, similar process. We're going to sort of copy what we've done but apply it to the API, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to copy these. I'm just going to paste them in. This should fail. No, hang on, it'll be response equals. And I'm just going to go print. We're just going to make this an F in here. Print response code. Alright, I don't know if this will work. We're just playing around with this, seeing if it does. So I want to open up source VM, activate. I want to go Python 3, manage test. And I'm just going to take off my jumper for a second because it's starting to get really warm in here now that I've got my main computer on. We've got an E straight off the bat. Okay, cool. I'm just going to deny that. Yeah, we've got an E straight off the bat. Yeah, alright. I'm pretty sure it's definitely this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to comment out that line and I'm just going to rerun it like that. To do so much really message. It's because I only use them to make my cursor reach somewhere, although I can do it on the keyboard too. Say, yeah. Vim's sort of built around something similar. Use your keyboard to get everywhere. You've also got other sort of other browsers too that handle keyboard navigation, like the Qt browser, which I don't think I got. Oh wait, yep, I've got it installed. So you would go. Actually, you would. Oh, how do you do this again? To do something like that, you then use the F key to be like, all right, cool, click on this. And you would use it like Vim. Yeah, it's been a while since I've used it. really should try Vim motion sometimes. Hi, RJ, you love the acute browser? Fair enough. Fair enough. I've got to use it a little bit more. So yeah, I think it'll be great in those sort of cases where you're on a laptop that doesn't have a really good trackpad or anything like that. Or you just don't like touching the mouse. Either or, really. There was something the other day that I was testing. What was it? W3M. You can get extensions for the Chrome and Firefox that use the Vim motions on the web. Yeah! I haven't installed them yet. I know enough to do basic editing, but never really deep dived into it. Was it W3M that I was... Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, bad certificate. Oh. Give me a second, sorry. No, that's just gone crazy. Alright, not a problem. Accept yes. Oh, alright. Yeah, I had to use a terminal browser the other day because I was setting up a VM on my NAS and I need to double check that NearBeach was running in Docker properly, which it was. I just needed to then fix Nginx with the reverse proxies and stuff like that. So yeah. You look cooler just using the keyboard and not touching the mouse rather than doing things. Yeah. It's just I'm not the best at it. I'm getting there slowly. All right. So, what was I doing? I don't know. I forgot. Tests. So it looks like one of the tests is failing. Give me a couple of seconds. This shouldn't be the case. Or I might need to do just this. Just for a second. Alright, cool. I don't want it showing my phone number. Now the thing is, this has been passing. So something, it's either the test that I've just written. No, it's part of the API tests. Okay, return int value, int argument must be a string. Yeah. I think I just, oop. Okay, I think I just screwed up there. Wait, we're still getting it. Damn it. All right. So, instead of just playing around with it, I'm just going to scroll down here. I'm just going to copy this. And I'm just going to paste it in here. We're just going to use it as reference. So, we've got the Django URLs reverse. We won't need the reverse. We'll need the API test case. Oh. Include the following. API client. Alright, hang on. Brain. Work. Go. REST framework includes the following test case classes that mirror the Django. Yep, alright, but use API client instead of the... Alright, that's what we want. So I'm going to get rid of all of this. realized that I got rid of too much, so I'll just do that. We don't have any of that. Now it wants a line above there, so this, I'm going to call it, what am I calling it over here? I'm going to call it admin API, admin permission tests. Okay, because it's going to mirror the one on the right, but only for the API. So, this is where I got to think. How am I handling the login? Okay. We did it before. If we go up here, yeah, we just got a simple login like that. Easy done. And then we got the client. All right, so that being said, okay, I'm gonna essentially copy what we got before of username and password. Easy done. We've got username equals admin and password equals test $12345. And then we've got the function login user C object self object gonna become an object, so we've got response equals c.post reverse. This is doing all login and all that kind of stuff. I'm gonna test this out just in case. So we've got the login. We're gonna go self.credentials follow equals true, and then we've got the self assert true. Response.context. I'm just gonna copy this line. I'm too tired. I know I'm gonna muck up. Alright, so going down here, we need to declare the fixtures, and that's going to be NearBeach basic setup.json. So that's just the fixture that contains all of our data that we want. Easy done. Then we need a setup. It's going to be part of self, part of the login. So self.credentials equals oh. I don't know why that one's in there, but there's a reason why we put it in there. Set up the client, self.client equals client. Now this will be different. This won't be client. This will be API client. And we'll need to import it. And yes, I know what I did just then. There we go. Alright, so that should be imported. I must have to do it like that. Okay, not a problem. Don't know why the API client's still not wanting to Yeah, the API needed to be in capitals. All right, so that was me doing that. Login user self.client, and then self, and then that should do that. And then what we want to do is we just want to run a quick test. So self assert true, and we're just going to put in true. And we're going to test that. If it's true, nothing will fail, and we're all happy. All right, nothing has failed so far. Okay, everything ran perfectly fine. We're going to create a state where it is going to fail, and I'm doing that purposely. Done. It failed. We don't need to run everything. So it is hitting this, and now we know this is running. We know this is true. We know that the user's logged in. So there's two ways we want to actually do these tests. One is with an API key, API token, sorry, and the other one is when the user's logged in. So I'll do the user's logged in first, and then we'll do the token. And the reason why we're doing that is because I don't want these tests to, I want to double check that these API points are going to still work if someone is logged in, because it isn't just, we're also moving everything to the front, let me rephrase. The front end is going to be moving to these API calls, and I just want to put in extra tests to make sure I don't do something silly down the track and limit it so only tokens can be done. So, yeah. And we don't want to be sending... Ignore what I was going to say. So, in here, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be testing a bunch of URLs using this named tuple. And we're just making sure that the admin user has access to all of these URLs. So there'll be 200 across the board. When we do this for the team leader, it'll be different. Some of them will be 403s, which we want. So yeah, we're just testing to make sure that an admin super user does actually get access to what they should have access. Yeah. And if they don't, then we will log a bug report being like admin user can't access this, and so forth like that, and investigate. And it's most likely just a permission thing where we've missed some bit of logic. Highly likely just missed a small bit of logic. Alright, oop, nearly dropped this. It sucks. She's going into per mode right now. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Going into full per mode. Alright, so what I want to do. So I just want to go over here. The following tests will make sure the admin can access all API points on the system. Okay, easy done. I'm just going to yank 100. Going to undo that. There we go. I need to include name tuple. There we go. Easy done. Okay, so we got URLs. URL. All right, cool. Args. Oh, we're gonna change this. Arguments will be all the... wait a minute. Arguments will be... Sorry, it's been a while since I've done this, so I'm just trying to remember how I set this up, and knowing that a lot of this is getting deleted. In fact, I will start deleting it all right now. The main reason being is we're not hitting those pages, we're actually hitting the API. So, we've got URL test, dashboard. We've got the for data list. Alright, cool. If method equals get, we do that. We've got otherwise, we reverse the data. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of the arguments because we're going to focus on just the URLs. If we have a look over here, API client, we're just using the URLs like that. So we're going to be doing the same thing. Yeah. So we won't need arguments. Data will need, status code and method will need, and then we'll just get rid of that. And then all I need to do is open up this, and I just need to think about this. How I want to tackle this. Probably top to bottom, I think. One, two, three. Yeah, I think top to bottom. Okay, cool. I'm going to put those over there just for reference for the moment. We're going to close that. We're going to do that. We're going to move that like that. And we're just going to go /version 0 and then available data. And then we've got customer list. Easy done. So that's going to be the first one. There's going to be a 200 and we're just getting data. We don't have a single one for that one. Yeah. So going down here for data and data list. Now I don't know why that's complaining. Yeah, it's just because this is technically a duplicate, but that's perfectly fine. We're actually editing it right now. It'll no longer be a duplicate. Data method equals get. What we actually want to do is change all of this. So we're just going to go over here. We're actually going to copy this, and we're just going to paste it in here, but we're going to use it for a reference. So we're going to go response equals self.client.get, and then we're going to have your data.url, data.data, and then that's it. Oh, and format equals JSON. Easy done. So that should be it. With the get, do we need to... I'll send data no matter what in the get. Else, it'll be response equals self.client.get post. Oh, actually... This is where switch cases will work really, really well, but we're a couple of months off till we can implement them in NearBeach. Yeah. Elif data.method equals post. There we go. I'm just going to paste this in. We just want to write post in here. We also want to do a put. And we want to do a delete. So I'm just trying to have a quick remember. We've got the CRUD, so we've got the gets. Yeah, post is create a new one, puts updating, delete, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And I'll put an else. Method not allowed in API. Easy done. And then we're asserting the response.status code equals the data.status code. Easy done, because we're just looking at the permissions here. So going over here, we're going to run these tests. The good news is this actually runs the test first. It failed. And because it's failed, I'm going to let the test run all the way through, mainly because I want to see the error. Alright, failed. 404 does not equal 200. Alright, cool. So we are realizing that I have typed in the wrong, there we go, URL. It's API version 0. Alright, give me socks. Oh, failed again. I've done something wrong, socks. What have I done? What will you tell me? She's like, no, I'm not going to tell you. Alright. 301. Move permanently. That shouldn't be the case. Alright. Because I don't have any 3.0 like move permanently. Okay, I'm gonna have to test something very, very quickly. So we've got this running. I'm just gonna select and copy this. I'm just gonna jump into here. We're gonna open up this. We're gonna go into localhost. I'm just gonna paste it in. All right. Cannot resolve keyword. Available data into field. Choices are... Oh. We've actually found an issue. So, yeah. Alright. Go caught out by forgetting the no cache flag when building a container. Oh, no. Yeah, no, I understand. I purposely documented the no cache flag for all of NearBeach's Docker stuff. So, we have a problem. We did test this the other day. I'm just going to open up Postman to see what actually happened. Okay, I'm going to be very, very quick with this. So I will minimize everything, open this up. I'm going to open up the available data. We've got team leader, get customer list. Available data, get customer list. It's going to fail, forbidden, because we've got an invalid token. Not a problem. What we want to do, open host that. We're just going to go tokens. We're just going to open up the team leader. We're just going to copy that. And we're just going to paste it in here and just go send. Yeah. All right. So it is failing. We broke this somewhere. Now, give me a couple of seconds. Sorry, I'm going to be very sorry about this. I just need to go to the bathroom very, very quickly. So if we put on the secret screens and we do the be right back, I will be right back. I'm terribly sorry. Sorry about that. I am back. Alright, get rid of that, put that back on. Alright, so we've broken something. For those new to the stream, every single time I write a unit test, I find something I have broken, and we've decided to keep that trend going. So yeah. This is why we write out unit tests and why we love our unit tests. Because, yeah, I always find something broken. Oh, Socks, do you mind pacing? Are you okay? Sorry, she's just going in her pacing mode. So, over here, we're going to actually fix this up because we want these to pass. So, available data. Cannot resolve available data. Okay, so I'm just gonna have to... Socks? Seriously? Can't ask people of that. We're going to go into Views, API, Available Data, Customer List API. I'm going to put a little thing there. Oh, deserialization. It should pass that. I am just gonna hit refresh. We're not even hitting that. Check user API. I am going to go into that implementation. I'm going to put a breakpoint there. And I'm going to refresh. We've hit that breakpoint. All right, it's somewhere in here. So we do that. We do that. We get the API. We've got customer list. Oh. I'm just using the wrong permissions. Alright, so I've made a change to this API permissions. What we're wanting to do is, yeah, this is all broken for this case. Okay, I'm just having a quick think about the permissions for this particular thing. So we just want to see if the user has read-only permissions for stuff that is for customers and so forth like that. I am going to have a look at my decorators very, very quickly. Decorators, open up, check user permissions. So we've got API permissions version 0. When we actually move to 0.32, we are going to refactor a lot of this. Because we're going to be moving a lot of the front-end calls to the API, and then we're going to have permissions just focusing on that. And then we're going to have, hopefully everything will then just become very generic also, because we'll be fixing up the database at the same time. It's just going to be a massive change. Okay. So, with this won't work because it's just going to break straight away. We get this problem down here because, yeah, available data, it doesn't work. Yeah, I won't be able to use this one. I'm just trying to remember if we've got organization permissions. I think we just use customer permissions. Yeah, I think we just need to use customer permissions for this one. So, customer list API view, we just need to use customer permissions. I just need to copy this and paste that in very, very quickly. We are gonna get really annoyed at that tiny little light bulb. We're also deleting that. We are then going to hit send. All right, so we hit this one. I'm just going to hit play. Everything works. All right, cool. So we broke something, we fixed something, we're all happy. I'm going to go git status. And I'm going to go git add NearBeach views. I'm going to git status again. Oh, it's wanting to add the other ones in. All right, we'll have to wait a little while for this particular thing. Going over here, I'll put that back there because Socks is no longer in her bed. So, going over here, we're going to close other tabs. We're fine with that. So, we've got that one done. I'm going to bring back the... Oh, I keep clicking the wrong thing, don't I? All right. This is going to be like a struggle tonight. I'm going to copy and paste. So we're going to test the sprint list. Now, method not allowed. What is that one? That one's the one with George W. Bush trying to eat a cat. Yeah, 405. What I want to do is I want to do this, and I want to do a post, and we're going to go 405. I want to make sure that works. That one should also be 200, but I'm going to comment that out for the moment, and we're going to go Python 3 manage test. And we're going to do our test. I'm gonna stand. So we're failing straight away. Come on, go up. All right. Alright, so 301 does not equal 200. Let's go back over here. Let's open up this. Let's just go refresh. Destination location are actually needed. Oh yes, they are needed. Alright, cool. So this one should be 400. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to put in a 400. Oh, and add break in progress. Okay, cool. For those on YouTube, we run ads on Twitch every half an hour. That's so people don't get pre-rolled ads. You don't get ads, don't worry about it. You do get to see me play with the Rubik's Cube and Socks walk past at least a dozen times. I don't know why she does it. She just keeps walking past. Yeah, I think she's just restless. We can give her force cuddles instead. There we go. She's like, I'm kind of happy, but kind of not. And you're not. And then she's like, oh yeah, that's the spot. She loves her sternum scratches. So yeah. Not yet, but you hope ads come soon. I'm nowhere near being qualified for ads on YouTube. So yeah, I need another 200 subscribers, and I need another, I think, 1,500 watch hours and stuff like that. I don't think I will reach it this year. So yeah, but I will. 11 seconds left. But yeah, you guys just listen to me rant or something like that during this time. So for Rubik's Cube, and we should be back. Welcome back, everyone. All right, cool. So with this particular one, we need a destination location ID. So we're going to go destination. This is for available customers and stuff like that. Oh, this is yeah. All right, give me more seconds. Oh no, customer list. Customer list. Why did I? Oh. I'm the team leader for this. Available data. Give me a couple of seconds. I think I've just found a bigger bug. Alright, let me test it out first. So we're logging in as the admin. I do apologize. We're going to go to project 1. We're going to scroll down, we're going to add in a customer, and we're going to add in socks. So that's added in. We're going to go over here, we're going to refresh. Alright, no, that works perfectly fine. I don't know why we need destination location ID. I'm going to double check our code. Never know, this might be the year. I notice more and more programming channels are becoming popular amongst gamers and electrical enthusiasts lately. Yeah, we have been on Twitch for a while. So yeah, Twitch actually does have a small little community of programmers, whether that's game programming, whether that's hacking, whether that is building a web page, whether that is building an application and stuff like that. There's people building VPNs on there, and yeah, it's quite interesting. We are diversifying onto YouTube just in case. It's always good to actually diversify. Alright, so default profile picture. Oh, I don't have my Minio running. I'll get that running. I'll move that out of the way. And then that should just work. So yeah, if we go into customers, we'll see socks right down there. All right, sweet. So having a look at the code, we're going to open up the code again. Customer list API. So in here, we get the serializers, we get the destination location ID. If it isn't in any of those locations, all right, cool. Yep. But with the location ID, all right, I definitely need to do something more, but all right, so the object results, query set, objects is If destination doesn't equal, all right, cool. Organization ID is from there. Okay. It's permission-wise, basic permissions will work here without a problem because we're just getting the organization that is connected to that object. However, that being said, it's going to be hard to try and... we got the destination location ID. I think discovery of streams is a big issue for YouTube. I almost never see streams. Could also be because I don't look for them. I'm looking for streams. I come to Twitch, yeah. So I hardly find any streams on YouTube. I find YouTube videos, something that I can pause and come back to and so forth like that. So yeah, I do agree with that. All right. So, going on here, I am having a quick little think about specifically this permission. I might need to create a generic destination location permission check. In the meantime, I can let this run because this is perfectly fine. In the sense you can figure out which organization is connected to which task and project and stuff like that. But in the grand scheme of things, that's not the biggest deal. And it does take a little work. It doesn't take that much work. You got the API, you can quickly grab that information. Well, that was a ball ack, but I think I have all the images replaced on the container registry. Oh, fair enough. All right, and remember, don't forget to back up Pip's instance too. So I'm going to write a bug report for this. We're not going to write in the generic permission at the moment. We're going to wait to 032. Getting what organization is on what particular project and stuff like that, that is not going to be a problem. So if we go into NearBeach.track, we're going to go into our issues. We're going to create an issue. And we're going to call it API. I'm going to grab this. Oh, thanks, socks. Freaking stepping on the mouse. Needs to check permissions differently. So the other thing is we should also be checking the user to make sure that they can definitely can read customers and what am I thinking of? Sorry, my brain's. We definitely need the user to be able to check. We definitely want to check the user's permission against the customer's permission set and stuff like that. So if they don't actually have any read access to the customers, we don't want to pass that on. So issue. Currently, we are only checking the user's permission for the customer permission set. We are sending back both the values, not documentation, destination and location ID. These can be used to also see if the user has at least read-only access for these customers. I.e project 1 is requested, i.e. the following request for project 1. The system checks to see if the user has access to said object and then sees what permission sets they have for that object and checks to see if they have the customer read-only or higher permissions. Alright, cool. Priority. This is just going to be normal. There's going to be a bug. This is going to be submitted. This is going to be assigned to me. This is going to be API. Oh, I don't have actually... I'm going to put API permissions in here. And we're going to no version it at the moment. Easy done. I'm just going to put those all the way over there. I'm going to close that. So at the moment, I'm happy for that to receive a 200. But we've got to have destination location. Easy done. So that should be that. Now, if we go over here, we're going to hit this. I'm going to test it out. Still getting Fs. Not a problem. We're going to find out why. All right. So, we've got a 301 doesn't equal a... Why are we getting 301 still? Okay, I'm going to cancel those out. We shouldn't be getting a 301. Where's our postman? Yeah, we're getting a 200 okay. Socks, your tail is right where I want to put my elbow. Thank you. Alright, yeah, 301. So for those wondering what 301 is, it's permanently redirect. So if we go up here, see, move permanently. Not what we want. We just want a plain old 200. So I wonder what's happening here. And I don't know if I could... I can't breakpoint these, can I? I don't know, I can't. I can't. I'm going to test though, just in case I can. No, I can't. There, alright. 301 instead of 200. Okay. So what I'm going to do is Django REST framework API client getting 301 instead of 200. Secure equals true. Okay. Might not be the cause. we're just going to put false. Still an F, but we'll find out what it is. And then we'll put secure equals true after that. Okay, yep. We're just gonna go up here, we're just gonna go true. Yeah, still F. Alright. I'm gonna have to do some digging. Alright, why is my page I'm testing returning a 301 response instead of 200 response? Writing test code last base. Currently on something. Yep, alright, cool. Probably something different. Alright. Test client keeps returning a 301. Alright. But it shouldn't be. Okay, so what I'm going to do is the data URL. I mean, we could do all this setting up and all that kind of stuff. I don't want to test in the terminal. So I'm going to go print response. Oops. And we're going to delve into it. Whilst I'm here, I can close Postman now. URL. Alright, let's find out what page it's Django response. Django test. Response. Test. Redirect page URL. Alright, cool. To the desired URL. Alright, cool. So, simple case set redirect response expected URL. Okay. Set the response, returning a status. Yep, alright, cool. Response. Asserts redirect, and then, okay, but I want to get it out of response. Okay, let's, path could be it. I'm just going to try path. We got an E. We expected an E. Hold on, we don't have the print statement. Yeah, we don't have that print statement. Alright. I'm just gonna paste this in, get URL. To do a assert redirect response. Yeah, it's not what we want. We actually want what the URL is. Okay, I'm just going to paste this in. Let's see what data we can get out of it. Okay, like to the redirect, but it returns. Hold on a minute. But why are we redirecting? I never know, this might be the... Oh, wait, I've read that comment before. It's annoying. Let's go source. Alright, redirect phase. I don't know if it exists. I mean, it's there. We'll find out. Alright, response this. Oh, hang on. I think I know why. Give me a couple of seconds. Where's my testing playground? Still giving a 400. API delay customer list. Is it because of the / at the end? Don't know. This is why I'm trying to figure it out. Ah, that's not it. We got an E. All right, we have response has no object. All right, hang on. This might be time to comment out. Actually, I'm just going to comment that in, but I'm going to get rid of that. All right, so we're going to go over and we're going to do that. Okay. No, we got an F. Response code status 400. So now we've got a 400. Okay. But why did we get her at 400? Do I have access to the body? Probably not, but we'll find out. No, we don't. It's thrown up an E on that particular thing. Alright, cool. Realize has no attribute. Yeah, the response up here, you mean? I'm just trying to get these tests to work. Once I get one to work, the others will fall in place. But yeah, yeah. Now we fix that one. Like we'll get the status, but what other status isn't in this list anyway? This list is all wrong. Response is self.client get, and then we're sending some data through. So yeah, it should be a test response for one of these. And the thing is, I'm not getting any sort of data back. Let's wait. Oh. Incoming outbreak. One. Alright, cool. Shouldn't you check the JSON? I'm not getting anything back. I can't. That's the thing. Like, I'm hitting this line. It's then hitting this line. I don't know how to get to that JSON. So, yep, Socks, can you stop? So, yeah, I can't even get any of this. I want to see these errors. What's the status? 400. So, yeah, it's 400. So, I'm hoping to print this off, print the body, and then I can actually see what's gone wrong. So, Django unit... yelling. Django unit testing, print response body. Request.body. Alright. It's just doing an E. Alright, hang on. Python print type. Type function. I can't put a breakpoint in the test because I've got a test outside of... Hang on, sorry, I don't know if there's an ad break going on or not. I've got a test outside of this whole thing because the tests within PyCharm just don't work. So yeah, very limited here. Alright, so in here we've got class, REST framework, response. So if I go in here, methods for this, oh, piss. This. There's our ad. Alright, I'm going to be right back. Sorry, I need to go to the bathroom again. I won't be long. So, yeah. right, sorry about that. Okay. How are we with the ads? Only 15 seconds to go. Oh, I can do just breakpoint. My God, if that happened. All right. And welcome back, everyone. All right, let's do these tests. Okay. I didn't realize about this. So then I could go response dot. We know about status code, but I just don't know what is in there. Like, I can't access it over here. Come on, JetBrains. That is not useful. All right, I want to know the method. So the response, so data. Those are all the things. But if I go in here, .data. There we go. String. This field is required. Code required. Location ID. Destination. Error. I do have destination and stuff like that. Oh, I did not know about that, and that is awesome. All right, cool. But yeah, it looks like the destination and location are not set up correctly. So we're just going to go back over to the documentation and go, all right, cool. So they've got it like that. That might not be correct. So I might have to go form data. Form post. So we might need API request factory. Okay, not a problem. And then okay. Sweet. Let's go over here. Let's just I am just going to comment that one out. So instead of client, what we'll have is form factory, API request factory, sorry. And we're just going to import that like that. Hope for the best. We're going to scroll down. I'm just going to hope for the best. All right, we've got an E for error. I'm just going to let it roll all the way through. I want to see that error. Stop fucking stepping on the mouse. Alright, response is active, has no attribute. Alright. So I've got to do stuff differently if I do this. I am just going to Google this. Alright, Socks, no. You're actually getting on my nerves now. Come on. Alright, Google. Django REST framework. Test form data. I want to, how to access request data. No, I want to test with form data. Oh, that's helpful. Oh, they just don't have any CSS. Okay, we've got to start a factory. All right. I think I've mucked up a few things. So, if I go into here, I do that. I then want a factory like that. Then down here, I want to do a factory get. We'll have the URL and data. We don't have any format. And then I'm hoping for the best. No, it just doesn't. The worst thing is I've got to run all of these tests. I mean, I could rename the folders very, very quickly so it only runs the one test. Actually, that's a smart idea. Because I just don't know how to get it to run that one test. It never works for me. So, assert equal. The response has no attribute status code now. Okay, cool. And anyway, I'm going to hit this breakpoint. I am going to rename all of those because it's just a quick fix. We're going under NearBeach, NearBeach. We're going tests. I'm cheating. All right. Hold on a second. It didn't hit that other test. Oh my. No. All right, I'm just going to delete these. I'm just gonna delete it and be like, all right, cool. Function tests. Yeah, I'm just gonna delete that. It's all in Git. We'll bring them back, not a problem. We are just wanting to test the API at the moment. Found like, no, because you keep sitting on stuff. All right, here we are. We're just gonna go response. Okay, cool. So it's doing a request to get something. And then from here, we've got a bunch of posts. Yep, all right, cool. All the underscore ones we're ignoring because they're, all right, accepted types, accepts body. So if I go response body, there's nothing in there. Okay. That is annoying. multi-part and JSON for capital. This is literally just someone else's. Just copied that over. I am trying to find out how to do this. It's just as simple as that. So what I want to do is I want to hit all API points with the admin user and be like, all right, cool. The admin user has access to all of these. In some cases, I'll put in some bad URLs and stuff like that. So, for example, I might miss a bit of data here and there, and it will be like, all right, cool, you got a 405 because you're missing data or something like that. Oh, sorry, 405 because you've put in the wrong method, or 400 if you're missing data. But yeah, I'm just not getting there yet. I'm just not able to send a request with the destination and location ID in it. So, under Postman, no, because you keep setting on the mouse and keyboard. No, you go up into the window section. Yes, over here. There we go. Over here, under the body, the form data, we've got this, and I just don't know how to replicate that in the test. And I'm hoping that we can replicate it so it's something like this, where we can just put it in like that. As in your, yeah, so, yeah, just, all the examples are showing me doing this, and it's just not working for me. Which is annoying. Sucks. So we've got factory, we've got the request. Oh, and then, oh no, it's, what are you setting your type to? What do you mean? This would be just a simple get. Content type. I'm not even setting it. Yeah. I don't know if you can hear Socks meowing, but she's meowing a lot. Alright, cool. So, what we've got is response. We've got a get, all of that. Response.status code. Has no attribute status code. What was the thing? DRR response. Should be form data. Right, let me look. Alright, cool. Cheers. Yeah. I guess I'm just too tired. So, yeah. I think I can only last half an hour more. Okay. So yeah, if I go over here, using the format argument, by default, multi-part JSON. Alright, cheers. Thank you very much, Nocturnal. Let's just paste that in right now. Let's get rid of that, put that like that. It wants that to be like that. Let's exit out of that. Now we've got this. We've still got a get and all that kind of stuff. It's not wanting to do that. Yeah. And it might not, I might be thinking that I need the factory when I need, let's try it back with the client. Let's see what actually happens. I am starting to hate that bug. So if people notice, sometimes I might hit this page, then this page, and then back to this page. I'm actually hitting the right key that whole entire time. All right, response, 400. Response.data, still wanting that data to come through. At this point, am just... My God. So they got something like this. They've also still doing the request factory. Request factory assert status. This is because you're not making a request to the URL. The factory simply creates a request object for you. It does not actually make that request. Oh, okay, so the testing in the view case, we'll be passing it into the view, which mimics the way an actual request is. All right, cool. If you want to send actual requests, you need to mock a test server, which will handle the request. All right. Yeah. They got something like that. It's getting all of this. I've moved back onto client, and yeah, it's still saying bleh. I'm just wondering if I go over here. Client user response data equals, all right. But what if I have data? API request factory. So we've got the request factory. Test responses. So client. I can. So let's put this back on the factory. Alright, so here we are. We've got the response. We've got that. If I do the dir, we've got all of that. I've got response body, which has nothing in it. In this sort of case, it should have something in it. But yeah. In the endpoint, it's not. Oh, all right. Yep. So that we should be hitting the NearBeach views API, available data, customer list API. Let's put a breakpoint in here like this. And that is running. I don't think it'll hit that breakpoint. Yeah, it didn't hit that breakpoint. Unless you want breakpoint as in there. But yeah, when we do the client, it hits this, but it's not getting the data through. With the breakpoint function. All right, cool. Now, I'm going to probably comment out that one so we don't get confused. Didn't hit it. Didn't hit it at all. If we move this to client, it does. It hits that when it's client. All right. Can you see the raw data? Don't know. There we go. The post has nothing in it. Oh, hang on, just wait a second. Request.get. Oh, the get has something in it though. Yeah. Yep, okay. So the function I'm calling is this. So it's a list function, which by default is usually going to be a get sort of thing. If I do, I don't know if I could. It's because I know if I do a post, it ain't gonna hit this list. Only URL parameters. Okay. But at the same time, we kind of need to actually pass data to the backend to be like, hey, we're looking up all the customers connected to this particular. Well, we're looking up customers that are connected to this organization that's connected to this particular object that we're sending through. URL parameters in the query string. All right, cool. So can I still use the deserializers for that? So the Django REST framework, serializer, query params. It's blank. But I can change this to a get, because it looks like the get worked. Give me a couple of secs. Oh, I need to kill that breakpoint. Alright, I'm going to hit send. Yeah, that's once that data. If I go up here and I go destination equals project and location ID equals 1. Okay, that will work. That will work perfectly fine. I now just need to figure out how to do that for the test, but then I just write it out. Okay. I now know that I've got to rewrite a little bit of the API, but that's perfectly fine. That can be easily done. Yeah. Okay. Okay, that's not a problem. This is why we're on version 0. So yeah, we can fix these up very quickly. And when we hit version 1, it means that we've come across all of these problems and we'll be happy. Famous last words. So we've now got that as a get. The parameters will be up here. So in the test itself, it will still be a client. We can get rid of this. In the URL, we get rid of the form data because we don't need it. In the URL, we'll have destination equals project and location ID equals 1. And that should, famous last words, work. Request.query parameters. All right. Okay, let's quickly test that out over here. Yeah, perfect. All right, let's exit this. Let's just do the test. It failed with a 301 still, which I don't know why. Oh, we just hit ads. Sorry, just because of the delay. When you say the client should handle, adding the query string, are we talking about, let's say, users using the API, they should add it in like this? And if they don't, it should tell them like that. And then I use the wrong copy and paste. Or am I on the wrong page? So, yeah. And for those on YouTube, we run ads every half an hour, so people who are watching on Twitch don't get pre-rolled ads. So, yeah. You guys don't get ads, so don't worry about it. And I am exhausted tonight, so please excuse my general confusion. So yeah, this is the first time learning how to do unit tests for the Django REST framework, so it's a little bit different to how I'm used to it. And like always, we find issues whenever we're doing unit tests. Alright, and welcome back everyone! If that ad disappearing thingy is correct. I can't see what you're doing, just on your... Oh, okay. Sorry, what I did was I removed this, and it does pop up being like the location field that is required. So then the user would put in something like this, and then presto. If we've got that sort of documented in the Swagger docs, then that will be perfectly fine. You're on the ad screen. Oh, you meant in the test. Okay. So in the test, what are you, hang on, my brain. Are you saying that I shouldn't do this and instead should do I couldn't go that long. Like that? Socks, you've been naughty tonight. You want to pop up again? Yeah, come here. Alright. Huh. Still getting 301s. Should be destination ID. No, it'll be destination and location ID, because the destination will tell the object and location ID tells the primary key of that object. Alright, cool. So I can get rid of that. Then that should work perfectly fine. Now we've just got to do the 301s, which I don't know why they're happening. So we're just going to put in a breakpoint in here and figure out why. Alright. We'll find out. Response.status code. That's a 301 response. Redirect. So, is there a body or something like that? Client content context. Oof. All right. That's a lot of data. Yeah, I'm just confused why we're getting a 301. Alright, response.json. Alright, response dot, because of the trailing slash, it shouldn't be. There is no trailing slash. We can easily just key one in right now. And rerun. You got it. You got it. Thank you very much, Nocturnal. Alright. Didn't I say it couldn't be? Anyway, thank you very much. So, I want to do one where this fails. So that will have a 400. That one will be a 1. We'll be happy with that so far. So we'll have one for 400. Yeah. And I think we do have it set up like that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do that. We're going to test for it. Knowing that if the test is in there, it will remind me. So we've got the 400. Yeah, we've got a couple of other ones which I want to do. So I want to nick this. I want to paste in this one. I want to do a post, and we should get a 405. Yeah. And then we want to go over here. We want to quickly test this. And we failed one. So the 400 doesn't equal the 405. So if I go over here and I put in post and I go send, we've got a 500 server error. All right, runtime error at delete customer list. You called URL via post, but the URL doesn't end in a slash, or you've appended a slash. All right, cool. And I should that should work. Failed. All right, let's put in the breakpoint. And then I should call it a night as I am exhausted. So in the post, I've also got a, we don't need the format JSON. I'm just gonna breakpoint here. We hit the breakpoint. No, we don't hit the breakpoint. Because this is meant to be uppercase. We haven't tested our tests. All right, cool. Error, string method post not allowed, code method not allowed. Oh. Hang on a minute, it's saying 405 here. Response.status code 405. .405. Okay, no, that one worked. Okay, I'm going to put all of them back in. I think the issue was it wasn't hitting this, I think, and then it was going down here and doing that. I honestly think because I had these in lowercase, it was hitting this assertion down here. And then, yeah, just not working. But now it is, look. Ta-da! All right, sweet. Let's get a couple more done. Oh, nearly dropped this. So what we want to do is the same for available data sprint list, which I've absolutely forgotten how that's set up. So what we want to do, available data sprint list, we're going to put it over here. I'm just going to minimize that for the moment. We're going to have a quick look to list, object results. Oh, all right, cool. We don't need any data for that. So we're going to go over here. I'm going to, those 4 lines. I'm just going to paste that out. I'm going to go and state sprint list. Realize I've done the wrong thing. Yeah, I'm exhausted. Sprint list. Okay, cool. We won't need any of this. I'll need that one in. I don't think... we need that, but I'm just testing the 400 just in case. It'll probably come up with an error. We all know that. Might be worth making an enum or const instead of a string. Potentially, yeah. Yeah, 200 does not equal 400. Yeah, we can get rid of that one test. That's perfectly fine because yeah, we're not sending any data in. If someone sends in data, we do nothing with it, which is what we want. So, going with this now. We've got that. And I'm happy with that. Now we've got to do tag list. So tag list itself doesn't need any data also. So that's probably just going to be these 3. Just paste it down here again. I'm just doing this very, very quickly. Sweet. All right, cool. I'm going to call it there because I am exhausted. But before I do, let's actually save all of this. So let's go git status. Let's go git check. Oh, this is going to be hard because I've deleted all of those. But I want to add in the new file. All right. Hang on, I'm just going to go over here. It's going to be a lot easier just over here. So all of these deleted ones. Why did I do it like this? All right, move from all right. All right, the customer ones we want in, the function NearBeach tests we want back in, the tests admin, yeah, we want that one in. We want to ignore the API one for the moment. I'm going to roll back all of these. Okay, so now we got git status. All right, hang on. All right. Get hard reset, no. Completely remove, no. How to remove a file from the latest commit. All right. This is where I delete all my work for the night. I want to undelete these files. Alright, git unstage files from current commit. Unstage files. Alright, let's just go git unstage files. No, undo local changes. Unstaged, like, no. I'm gonna do this one. No, definitely not that one. I'm gonna do that one. Okay. Oh my God, why didn't it let me do that before? Sorry, the struggle's really real at the moment. I am super tired. Roll back. My gosh. All right, here we are. Git diff for the GitHub stuff. I don't know why that is modified at all. All right, going on this NearBeach test decorator in it. Okay, cool. We're going to revert that one. I can close this page now. Roll back. All right, with this one, we have Git status. I don't know why that's in there. It's not up here. We've got the NearBeach test, that's the new file, and then we've modified the API's available data. Yep, all right, cool. And then we've added in a new test. And we've edited the views. Yep, git add. Yep, everything git commit. Cool. Initial tests for. And Globe Rambler, how are you? We are just about to rate someone else. I'm exhausted, so yeah, I'm going to call it a night. All right, get initial tests for API. Hopefully you're going well. Git pull. I think we've got to fast forward, git merge, I'll git rebase, git push. All right, let's find someone to rate, just because I'm exhausted. Actually, I just want to, before I pick someone, I just want to make sure that they're doing programming. So I'm just going to jump over. Oh, and Fabian, sorry, I just saw your message. You switched over to, Ubuntu, loving it so far. That's good to hear. Yeah, I've been using Ubuntu for a very, very long time now. Decades, almost. Okay, so that particular person is doing. All right, and oh yeah, they're definitely all right. Cool. All right. There we go. So it's part of the Hearttown soundtrack. So yeah. Anyway, thank you very much everyone for coming tonight. It has been wonderful. Sorry, I'm just exhausted tonight. So yeah. I will most likely not be around on Wednesday just because of reasons. I will see everyone probably next month. Yeah, I'll see everyone next month. Anyway, I do hope you enjoy the next stream, and thank you very much. And thank you very much everyone on YouTube. So yeah, greatly appreciated. And yeah, I hope to see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Thank you.